Okay, I wrote a post quite recently that's really I thought was going to be far more, well, it generated a lot of comments. It wasn't as controversial as one of the other posts I did, but I thought this would be really controversial. And the reason why I thought this post would be controversial is because it's around your house and whether you should. We've answered the should you rent or should you buy. The second biggest question is, once you decide to buy, should you pay off your mortgage or shouldn't you pay off your mortgage? And if you listen to Dave Ramsey, he's very much about you should pay off your mortgage. If you listen to Sue Orman, she's about paying off all debt, including your mortgage, and never borrowing to invest. If you want to make no money in your life, if you just want to retire off your 401k and live as reasonably happy as $17,000 or $20,000 a year in today's money can give you, because that's all you'll make, even earning $60,000 a year now and saving 10% for the next 30 years, even tax deferred and tax advantage, you're probably going to be living on less than $20,000 to $30,000 in today's money in 30 years time. So if you want to halve or 1/3 your salary, then what I'm about to tell you is something you should totally ignore. However, if, as I suspect, you're expecting to retire on a lot more than $20,000 to $30,000 a year, then I say this: you have no choice, absolutely no choice, but to do the sorts of things that I'm telling you in this show and on my blogs and on my website. And the answer is this: do not, I repeat, do not pay your home mortgage. Instead, obey the 20% rule. And the 20% rule says, go to Net Worth IQ, that's networthiq.com, networthiq.com. Sign up for an account, fill in the blanks, and create your net worth. Put your assets in on one side, your liabilities on the other side. For example, what your home is worth today. And you can go to Zillow to find that out, zillow.com, ZILLOW, or in your language, ZILLOW.com, to find the rough value for your house that's good enough for this exercise. On the other side, look at what you owe the bank still on your mortgage. Simple phone call to the bank: what do I owe on my mortgage? Same with all of your other assets, like cars, which aren't really assets. And on the other side, liabilities being your borrowing, student loans, loans on cars, credit cards, etc. Once you've done all that, take a look at what your net worth is by subtracting everything you owe from what you own. And look at what your equity in the house, on the positive side minus what you owe in the house. Just look at what the equity in the house is, what your house is currently worth according to Zillow, minus what you still owe. That will give you a number, hopefully a positive number, but in the current market that could be negative, in which case what I tell you next is irrelevant. So if it's a positive number, divide that into your total net worth, and that number should never get to bigger than 20% of your entire net worth. Why? Because you're going to put 5% into cars and other possessions, and I want the other 75% into paying off consumer debt. 75%, 20 plus 5 is 25%, plus 75% into paying off consumer debt and into investments. That's what I want you to do, is investing 75% of your money at all times. And you can't do that if you're plugging your money into your home loan. So the 20% rule ensures that you don't pay off your home loan. Now, why wouldn't you want to pay off the loan anyway? Because putting in 20% of your home and making sure it's not more than 20% of your net assets, but just keeping the deposit low, even forgetting the 20% rule, you own 1/5 of the house in today's value, the bank owns 4/5. But guess what? That house is increasing in value over time. Maybe it's dropping a little bit now, maybe it's flat for a while, maybe it's going up, but over 20 or 30 years that we're talking about, that house will go up between 4 and 8%, depending who you talk to, depending what type of property is, what area you're buying. If it doesn't compound for you at 6%, you bought the wrong house in the wrong area, let me tell you. Nationally, the average might be inflation, but there are pockets around the country where houses have always exceeded inflation dramatically. So you're not buying a house in the whole country, you're buying one house in one area, and presumably you're buying an area that's inflating. Anyway, so hopefully it's inflating at 6% per annum. Guess what? The bank doesn't increase the amount you owe them, that's flat. So all of that upside belongs to you. What do you do with that upside? That's when you look at the 20% rule, refinance from the bank or take out a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, take some of that money out and invest in whatever's your favourite investment. Start a business if you want to. That can be a bit risky, but maybe necessary. Buy another property, maybe an investment property of any type, or invest in the stock market. Whatever suits your investing style. That's why paying off your home mortgage is absolutely designed to make you poor but not realize it.